I'm going to raise my glass one more time because it is officially 7 o'clock. And I want to just say hello to everyone. Welcome. We're so excited that you're here for us with the grand finale of the Living Jazz Campfire Series. So before we get started, there are some rules of the game that I want to go over, and these are Zoom rules. Just to make sure those of you, I mean, most of us and everyone around the world has probably been on Zoom by now, I have to say. But if you haven't, let me go over a couple things for you. So you're going to notice in the top right corner of your screen, there is something that might say speaker view and gallery view. We'd love to invite you to be on gallery view. That way you'll see all the little boxes that you do right now, like the Brady Bunch. So keep that on gallery view. You'll also see a small icon on the very bottom of your screen that says chat. And if you haven't clicked that yet, go ahead. It will open up a sidebar. And when you do that, you're welcome to type comments or questions into the bar. We have moderators this evening. And again, I think I'll just highlight them right now because the beautiful Sherilyn Thomas and Paige Hodell and Liz Luke will be helping us both on Facebook Live and moderating our chat room. They'll also be posting some other information about the artists that are going to be performing for you this evening. So feel free to use that. Well, of course, we're going to be asking for donations. Aren't we asking for donations? Yes, because we're going to be reaching that $100,000 goal tonight with everybody's help. And it's really easy to make a donation. You can simply go to livingjazz.org. If you can't get to your browser, that means you might be on full screen mode. And on the very top right again of your screen, next to that place where I showed you the speaker view and gallery view, you'll see another little box thing, and you can click on that and it will exit full screen view. It will allow your browser to be shown, and you can type in livingjazz.org in order to make a donation. Finally, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see something that says participants. And if you click on that, you're going to be able to see everybody's name that has joined us, which is really fun. So, why are we here? We're here to support Living Jazz. And we, right when COVID-19 hit, we realized that it was a pretty critical time for Living Jazz. Without our capacity to produce programs, obviously our financial situation got very dire very quickly. And the staff came together and the board came together, and we decided to create a fundraising campaign. We called it the Play It Forward campaign, and we had a goal of raising $100,000, and that started at the end of March. So I'm going to tell you a little later how close we are, because I will tell you we're very close, and I know we're going to reach it this evening. But just quickly to step back, if anybody's joining us this evening that doesn't know who Living Jazz is, we are an Oakland-based nonprofit. Our mission is to transform lives through music. We design and produce education and performance programs, and we serve elementary age children through seniors. Obviously, we do that to be together in person, in the flesh, making music, enjoying one another, forming friendships and community. And we can't do that now during this crisis. So we have reached out to our community to help us make it through this virus so that we can be here on the other side for you, being available with the programs that all of you rely on and that you love so much. We are very excited to tell you that a very incredibly generous woman named Lenny Hansen had recently given us a $5,000 match. And what that enabled us to do, there she is right now. Hey, Lenny, we love you and we appreciate you. And I'm going to raise my glass to this lovely woman right here, Lenny Hansen. And as a result of that beautiful donation, we were able to invite our public to reach that goal of $5,000, which we are still working on, and we are getting very close. We're really excited about that. And again, I know that we're going to be able to make that through this evening. So there are a couple of other ways that you can donate besides going to livingjazz.org. You can use PayPal at paypal.me/livingjazz. You can Venmo at Living Jazz. And I just also want to say, if you've already contributed, because So many of you have, and that's over 400 people. So that's pretty amazing. If you've already contributed, there's other ways that you can help us reach our goal this evening. You can share this Zoom meeting on Facebook, and you could start your own watch party right now if you want to. And if we got 200 people watching tonight and everybody donated $20, we would certainly meet the goal. So right now, I'm very honored to invite my co-host for the evening. Melissa O'Keefe joined our board of Living Jazz, and eventually, because of her fortitude and skills and beautiful personality, she became the board president. She's an amazing singer. She's just an incredible woman. Please welcome Melissa O'Keefe.
Hi guys, it is so awesome to see all of your faces on here. It just makes my soul so happy. As Stacey said, I am the board president for Living Jazz and very, very proud to be so. I've been involved with the board for 3.5 years now. Put together the last few galas, so you've seen my handiwork around. And I'm so excited to be here tonight. This Campfire Series has been a huge hit with our existing supporters as well as quite a few new ones, which is super exciting. And I'm just so proud and so pleased. I'm so happy to see you guys. We created this Campfire Series as a way to bring these outstanding concerts and music and musicians right to your home. And we named it the Campfire Series because of the tradition at our summer camps where we walk out into a clearing in the redwoods and light a bonfire and, you know, just hear an amazing evening or day of acoustic music. And so that was the inspiration behind what you will be a part of this evening. Tonight is the grand finale of our 6-week series. And we're kicking things off with a couple that is very near and dear to the Living Jazz family, Natalie Cressman and Ian Faquini. Natalie, as some of you may know, is the daughter of Jeff and Sandy Cressman, who've been a part of the Living Jazz community for her entire life. She's a very accomplished trombonist, vocalist, songwriter, and recording artist because she's not a triple threat, she's a quadruple threat. And she's served over the past couple of years as a jam camp faculty as well. And Ian Faquini is a Brazilian composer, guitarist, vocalist, and recording artist as well. And more recently, Ian and Natalie have been performing and recording as a duo together, making beautiful music. So let's get this party started. Let's welcome Natalie Cressman and Ian Faquini.
Campers, we are so happy to be here to sing some music for you. And I can't say enough about Jazz Camp, about how it's shaped the person that I've become in music, built such a community around me to support me in my musical endeavors, and it's just an amazing time of year to be able to go meet under the redwoods, and I'm already missing it, even though it's not June yet, but we're going to play you some music from our recent duo album. This one's called Manjingueira, and it's about a girl who's just way too cool and powerful and drums all night, and so we want to dedicate this to the amazing women of Living Jazz.
Essa morena do balacobaco, como ela é bonita, tem a pele de dendê, a língua de pimenta, ela guerreira de ouro, rainha do terreiro. Essa menina taca no tambor, batuca a noite inteira, até biriba faz dobrar, porque ela é mandingueira, tá com tudo e os barbudos ficam de bobeira. Vinha calado que atapeado quando vi maninha requebrar, vinha contando os meus caraminguá, naquela quarta-feira. Noite de lua, capoeira, rua, mais um afilhado de Xangô. Fiquei enfeitiçado de amor, levei uma rasteira. Essa morena do balacobaco, como ela é porreta, tem a pele de dendê, a língua de pimenta, ela guerreira de oi, a rainha do terreiro. Essa menina traca no tambor, batuca a noite inteira, até biriba faz dobrar, porque ela é mandingueira, tá com tudo e os babudos ficam de bobeira. Vinha calado que tá aperreado quando vi mania requebrado, Via contando os meus caraminguá naquela quarta-feira. Noite de lua, capoeira, rua, mais um afilhado de Xangô. Fiquei enfeitiçado de amor, levei uma rasteira. Ninguém discorda que a tinhosa tem o dom, é tudo seu e mais ninguém coloca a mão maneira. Ela é solteira, nem quer ouvir choradeira. Eu bato palmas derretido de paixão. Ela acha graça e agradece, só que não dá trela. Direito dela, pisa meu coração. Ninguém discorda que a tinhosa tem o tom, é tudo seu e mais ninguém coloca a mão maneira. Ela é solteira, nem quer ouvir choradeira. Eu bato palmas derretido de paixão. Ela acha graça e agradece, só que não dá trela. Direito dela, pisa meu coração. Essa morena é tupalacubaco, essa morena é tupalacubaco, essa morena. Essa morena.
So we're going to continue with another piece now that we are going to do. Yeah, we're going to do one that we collaborated on together. So I wrote the lyrics for this and Ian wrote the music. And I just want to say again how much I love Jazz Camp West and Living Jazz. And if you have any means to support them, please do. And I can't wait to be in the Redwoods with you guys again as soon as it's safe to do so. So thank you guys. And you're in for so much great music coming up, so stay tuned.
Surrounded yet alone, and all restraint is so. We parted with the setting rays of summer, with no regard to time, and plans laid to resign. I welcomed in the dusk of endless slumber, but when you drew me near, I know that you could feel me tremble, with lightning running down my spine. And then you met my eyes, and one gaze turned the tides of longing, dancing with our hearts aligned. Wisps of the song came in winding trail leading to you. Though risky at the start, to use a fractured heart, the damage seems undone each time you hold me. Without a single word, afflictions past are heard. I leave them all behind as you unfold me. And even as the light dims softly and the nights grow colder, you weave a strain to warm my bones. We give way to the fall, a blaze in darkness we surrender, dreaming with our hearts alive.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Ian. That was incredibly beautiful. Sharing the love with you guys and everybody listening and witnessing that. That really was incredible. Again, thank you everyone who's joined us this evening in support of Living Jazz as we try to make it through COVID-19, which we're doing with your generous support. So our next artist is very special to me. This person has become such a dear friend. I met Allison Miller when she first came to Jazz Camp West originally as the artist in residence in 2011. And then she returned after that 6 more years in a row as a faculty member until 2 years ago when she agreed to assume the position of the artist, or excuse me, as the artistic director for Jazz Camp. Allison is just an incredible musician. She's a world-renowned drummer. She's a composer, an educator, a recording artist. She also graced us on the stage at our Martin Luther King tribute a couple of years ago. So she's pretty integral to everything that Living Jazz is about and emulates to do. So please welcome Allison Miller.
Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks, Stacey. It's really fun to be here, and I'm sad that this is the last campfire. I hope we can come up with some more stuff to do. I think that would be really great. So I was trying to think about what I wanted to do for this performance, and I was thinking about that first year in 2011 when I came to Jazz Camp as the artist in residence, and I have to say, the first day I was completely freaked out and didn't understand what Jazz Camp was all about. But then by, I think, maybe 3 in the morning, the first night, I got it at Gold's Gulch. And I've just been obsessed with Jazz Camp, obviously, since, and Living Jazz. And I was thinking about, you know, it's transformed my life, but it's also, you know, this is going to sound big, but it's really saved my life because I've been playing drums and doing music for 37 years. And I think at that time I had kind of lost my path. And I kind of just felt like I was just going through the motions, and finding a thing like an organization like Living Jazz and Jazz Camp West kind of gave me this feeling of like this wholehearted feeling of serenity. So thank you to Living Jazz for that. And the other thing I wanted to mention about that first year was I met one of my heroes that first year, and that was the great drummer, educator, man, Eddie Marshall. And I was really nervous to meet him. He had always been one of my favorite drummers, and I had never met him. And then when I met him that year, I was pretty much like way too scared to talk to him, and I was completely intimidated until maybe the last day of camp, or like 2 days before camp ended. And we finally had some really good conversations, and I had been sitting in on his teaching all week, and I gave him a record, my first record with my band, Boom Tick Boom, and I never thought he would even listen to it. I just thought he would just end up in a pile somewhere, and he called me about a month later and left me the sweetest voice message, which I still have. And then he passed he called me to leave a message about listening to that album. And then he passed about a month later. So I wrote this song called Speak Eddie for him. And I want to perform that tonight. Now, usually I would have my band with me and they would play the melody. So I don't have my band, which is so depressing. But I'm going to attempt to do something I've never done. And I'm going to try to improvise and play the melody on the vibes, and we'll see what happens. But I've never done this, so I feel feels kind of like it's my first time sitting in an open mic at jazz camp. So here we go. This is Speak Eddie for Eddie Marshall.
Allison, I could do that. Not. That was incredible. Oh my gosh. She absolutely amazes and inspires us every time she plays. It's so outrageous. Well, I just really quickly want to thank, again, our folks behind the scenes, Charlene Thomas and Paige Hodell and Liz Luke, who are working hard to keep all of this going and to moderate for us. And I do want to say, I'm seeing lots of donations now coming into the chat, so this is really incredible. And we only have a few $1,000s left to go to reach $100,000. We are so close, and I'm so excited, and I believe we're going to get there. It's just amazing. So thank you so much. We're going to keep watching this happening. Right now, we have a message from a very special friend of living jazz.
Hi, I'm Randy Porter. I've been a part of Jazz Camp West for many years, about 20, and I can't tell you how incredible, life-changing, and encouraging the whole experience is, and as far as I can tell, everything that Living Jazz does and touches. It goes beyond music and dance, and it's just a wonderful community cultural force, and we would love to see that continue long into the future, certainly at least 2021. So let's do what we can and give what we can to see them move forward and get through this crazy time we're in. Thanks.
Thank you, Randy Porter. We love you. That was so awesome. Thank you so much for that. Get a little teared up. It's fine. You guys ready for more music? You're all muted. So I'm just gonna presume you're saying, yep. Ready, excited. Give me a ha. There we go. I love it. I'm super excited to introduce Sara, Gazarek, and Alex Boneham, who are up next. Sara taught vocals at Jazz Camp in 2017 and 2018, I believe. She is a 2-time Grammy-nominated vocalist. Her voice is sick, and I mean sick as in amazing, amazing. Incredible skills as a jazz improviser. Those of you who are Ella Fitzgerald fans, for example, you're gonna love her. She's awesome. Alex Boneham has taught bass at Jazz Camp before for 2 years, I think 2018 and 19, 2 years, or was scheduled for this year. I know, we'll get back to that though. He is a very busy musician. He's appeared on over 30 studio albums and is one of the most in-demand musicians of his generation. Are you ready? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Let's welcome Sara and Alex.
See how the bluebird holds the sky, won't ever pause to wonder why she thrives miles above in the easy love. Look how the sun beholds the moon without a care of fading soon. She shines night and noon. I want that easy love. Too many times a troubled heart lets fear get in the way. So let me say before we start, you take the hard road, I'll take the highway. Hear how the wind sings to the trees. No need to plead on bended knees. That warm, tender breeze that sings for me. I want that easy love. times a troubled heart lets fear get in the way. Ooh. So let me say before we start, you take the hard road, I'll take that highway. Hear how the wind sings to the trees. No need to plead on bended knees. That warm, tender breeze that sings for me. I want that easy love. I want that easy love. I want that easy love. Love.
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you how exciting it is to make music with a real person again. Both Alex and I have been quarantined separately in Los Angeles, so that's why we're wearing masks, but it's pretty hard to do that and sing at the same time. I can't begin to share how much jazz camp meant to both of us. That song actually, for me, came from my first year at jazz camp. I came home and wrote those lyrics probably within an hour of arriving back in Los Angeles. I think I speak for both of us when I say it's an incredibly special place, not just as a jazz musician, but just as a person. I think everyone comes into that space as a very different human than when they leave, and so we're very grateful for the opportunity to get to spend even just a bit of time there. And I have that song, Jazz Camp, to thank for that song, and that was on that record that did get some nominations. So we're going to do a tune now that I think is sort of encapsulates the beauty and the need for all of us and where we are. I think all of you know this song, so I won't say much more other than I didn't write this one.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? But it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew an hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time when you let me know what's really going on below. But now you never show it to me, do ya? But I remember when I moved in you, the holy dove she was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, hallelujah, Well, I did my best. It wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth. I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
My heart can't take it, you guys. Ugh, it was beautiful. Leonard Cohen, It Looks Like You're Outdoors, which is a lovely tribute to Jazz Camp. That was stunning. And I'm a little, you guys are getting me all emotional. Knock it off. Whew. Thank you so much, Sara Gazarek and Alex Boneham. Love you guys. This was amazing. Thank you, thank you. All right. Everybody doing well? I'm gonna take that as a yeah. So, you know, we're in this Play It Forward campaign. We are so close to meeting our goal. You know how amazing this organization is. You know you have money you need to burn. Well, don't actually burn it. You can just donate it and we'll take it off your hands because we are here for you. Seriously, guys, we are so close. You have been amazing. We couldn't ask for a more supportive group of artists and volunteers and audience members and supporters in general. You guys are just the best of the best, and we are so honored and so lucky to have you as a part of the Living Jazz family. And yeah, so we're at the finish line. I ask that you take just a moment. If you can, make that final donation, push us over the edge. You can use Venmo at Living Jazz, PayPal, it's paypal.me/livingjazz. You can go through our website, livingjazz.org. You can write us a check. Pony Express, Wells Fargo Wagon, we take it all. But help us keep Living Jazz alive as we gather together to get through all of this as a community. We share our music and campfires, and everything in person as soon as we can. And for now, thank you for sticking with us, and for allowing Libby Jazz to keep transforming lives through music. That's our job. So thank you. Next up, as we continue on in the music, I am super excited to introduce Matt Jenson. Matt Jenson first taught at Jazz Camp way back in 2009. He has been with us for a while, and he has returned several times since. He's a keyboardist, singer, composer, arranger, educator, and currently associate professor at Berklee College of Music because he's that fancy. At Jazz Camp, he attracts a huge flock of talented musicians. Those of you who have been there know exactly what I'm talking about because everybody wants to go hang out with him, and create magic for the rest of the camp with, you know, his Bob Marley extravaganza. So please help me in welcoming Matt Jenson.
Everybody. The applause is totally awesome. Well, I know with the first couple of these, you didn't have that. And when you added the applause, it just, you know, as a performing musician where this doesn't happen anymore, it just, I just love it every time it happens. I'm just checking my sound, looking at my output. I think that's good. It was 2009. I didn't know that that was the first time I did it, but it's been a fantastic experience. You just can't put it into words. And I live here in Boston, although right now I'm sort of on the COVID thing here up in Burlington, Vermont, but I've been living in Boston, and I just feel like when Jazz Camp comes, I get transported to a whole nother reality. And I always tell my friends, it's like the experience that I have there is just, it's horrible that it happens to me every 3 or 4 years because I'm kind of on the 3 or 4 year rotation. And I can't, I haven't been able to form something similar like in the Boston area, and it's just so unbelievably special. And I'm on a path to try to create some essence of that around Boston if I end up staying here. Okay, so I'm going to play a Cuban piece by the composer Ernesto Lecuona. It's a danzón, and it's called La Comparsa. It was made kind of known to people by Bebo and Chuto Valdez on, I think, the movie's called Calle 54. Here we go.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
you're kind of at the top of your sound. We don't want you to peak out.
Okay, so let me thanks for letting me know that. How's that?
I think that's a little better. There you go.
It's good to know. Here we go. Thank you. Do I have time for another one? Yeah? Okay, here we go. You know, I love to sing, and I'm not anything compared to the singer who just sang. I've not met you yet, but I was crying. That hallelujah was amazing. Yes. Wow. Yeah, you know, this COVID-19 thing is pretty rough on everybody, and I just fall apart sometimes when I think about jazz camp and Ohlone Bowl and about people being near each other and making music together and how we can't do that right now, and it's just really difficult sometimes. And I get so frustrated I just forget about music, about having a performance like that, and others heals me. So I'm going to try to give a little back to that, and I have not sung in quite a while, so I'll apologize a little bit for my voice here. Hopefully I can pull this off. Anyway, you know the song. There's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No people below us. It's only the sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. No need to kill or die for, and no religions too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, yeah. I am a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope that someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Yeah. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood and a sisterhood of man and woman and everybody in between. Imagine all the people sharing for the world. Oh, yeah. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope that someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you so much, and thank you, Jazz Camp. My heart. Really, you've changed my life, and God, let's make it happen this year.
Thank you, Matt. That was incredible. We love you and appreciate you. Sending the love, everybody. Okay. All right, you guys. I do have a phone, and I am getting a text. So, do you have a glass? Anybody got a glass? Hold up a virtual glass if you don't have a glass. So, we just received a $5,000 donation from Danny Shear. He's on our Zoom. Okay, what this means is we've reached our goal. We've more than reached our goal with all the support that's coming in. Danny, take it away. Unmute Danny.
Okay, congratulations. This is something I've supported, as you know, for years. But there's one thing that kind of bothered me tonight, that when I saw Lenny Hansen, who gave $5,000, and it looks like she's wearing a new pair of glasses, there's no way I'm going to tie with Lenny Hansen, and I am upping how much I am giving you to $5,001.
Oh God. Well, there we go. That is Danny Shear, who we
And I'll
love.
drink to that.
I was afraid. I didn't know what you were going to say. Danny, okay. Well, everyone, there's been so many of you. I've been watching the chat, and I know this is incredible. It's been an amazing journey for the staff and the board. We have more than reached our $100,000 goal. We have reached it. We've gone beyond it. We're going to keep going through the rest of this evening. I'm going to drink a toast to all of you guys right now. Here I go. Yeah. I think Danny was trying to say one more thing. You have anything else you want to say, Danny, before you
No, just,
are done?
You've been doing this for 35 years, and just please keep them coming.
Thank you. Yeah, well, in another 35 years, I don't know if I'll be here, but Living Jazz will certainly be here. And all of you guys, all of our friends on Facebook watching, all of the people in our community, you've just proved it. You've more than proved it. You want us to be here at the end of this. We are going to be here for a lot more decades to come. All right, well, let's keep this celebration going, should we? I think so. So there's a double birthday going on today. I don't know if you guys know, but today is Allison Miller's daughter, Josie's birthday. Happy birthday, Josie. She's all the way in Brooklyn, New York. But also, it's Jenny Scheinman's birthday. And Jenny Scheinman is kind of a surprise guest on tonight's show. She joined us out of the goodness of her heart, kind of at the last minute. And we are so excited and honored. Jenny is a violinist. She's a composer, improviser, band leader, and yes, she's also a singer. She has several critically acclaimed solo albums. Jenny came to Jazz Camp in 2018 for the very first time to launch our new strings program, and her popularity brought her back again this past year. Let's welcome birthday girl to our campfire, Jenny Scheinman.
Oh, I do like that applause. We do like that applause. Musicians like applause. We've been listening to it since we were 16, right? Maybe before. I think my first performance, Matt, this goes to you. My first memory of a performance was at the 8th grade graduation of my elementary school. I was then in 4th grade, but one of the 8th graders asked me to accompany them on Imagine, and I played on piano. That was good. That brought me back. And just this whole night, I mean, I've been doing a lot of Zoom teaching. I've been homeschooling my kids and doing their Zooms with them, and doing various virtual communicating through Zoom. But this live, the feeling of this as a live event is just giving me that feeling that I've been missing, which is kind of getting out of myself and getting with you.
You know, it's such a treat. Thank you so much to Living Jazz for putting this on. Really feels good. So I think I'm going to play solo violin here. And I've been cutting hearts. That's my fidget while I've been listening. I've been cutting hearts. They're all over my floor. You can't see them, but one actually stayed. It's still taped to the wall up there. But I'm going to play a couple songs here. I'm going to play one called That's Delight, in celebration of jazz. And this is, I guess, probably inspired by Thelonious Monk. And it's kind of a game piece that I wrote. Keeps me on my toes. That was a B at the top. So the very first day, so I'm the newbie here. I have only been at Jazz Camp 1 year, but I've been in Allison Miller's band for 10 plus years, many years, and we've been playing together for a really long time. So I'd heard about it for a really long time. And it kind of sounded like a big version of my childhood, like a bunch of people making stuff up in the woods. and creating a community and having campfires. And I just didn't realize that could happen in jazz. It's so special. But last year was my first year, and the very first day that I was there, I was on the deck, you know, the dining room deck, and there were people sort of getting to know each other, and there were a few, there was a guitar player and a banjo player and a percussion player starting to play a fiddle tune. So I got out my fiddle and we played a fiddle tune. So I thought I'd play that in the spirit of, like, you know, old school folk music. This is a waltz. If anybody wants to waltz, all you need is a fiddle and a fiddle tune to waltz. So this is a little one-man band here. This is a fiddle tune that I wrote. It's called Deborah's Waltz.
Thank you, Jenny. So glad that you hopped on board at the last minute and that we were able to make this happen. A happy, happy birthday to you. Well, right now we have another message from two very special friends of Living Jazz. I know that's coming.
Hi, I'm Patty.
And I'm Tuck. We've been involved with Living Jazz since 1984, when we first taught at Jazz Camp. It was immediately obvious that this was a life-changing experience for everyone involved. Now it's time to ask you to help keep Living Jazz alive.
During this unimaginable time we are living through, we have been told that the arts are non-essential. but we all know that isn't true. The immersive community experiences Living Jazz specializes in creating are as essential as the air we breathe.
So we're asking you to please go to livingjazz.org and donate as much as you can.
We'll look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Tuck and Patty. We just love you guys and we miss you. Well, I'm very honored to introduce our next guest. We were so proud to have Camila Meza serve as our artist in residence at Jazz Camp in 2018. Camila originally comes from Santiago, Chile, and she's a folk, indie, jazz, Latin, pop, and world artist, now living in New York. She's equally prized as a vocalist, guitarist, and composer. Please welcome Camila Meza.
Que está cansado de sofrer, encontra coração também cansado de sofrer. E tempo de se pensar que o amor pode de repente chegar. Quando existe alguém que tem saudade de alguém e esse outro alguém não entender, deixe esse novo amor chegar, mesmo que depois seja imprescindível chorar. Que toda fui eu quem mal tentei raciocinar nas coisas do amor que ninguém pode explicar. Vem, nós dois vamos tentar. Só o novo amor pode a saudade apagar. pode a saudade Woo! All right. Well, thank you so much. This is such a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for me to reconnect with this community that I was so wonderfully actually impressed by. You know, like I've been to a lot of workshops and I've taught in a lot of places. And I kept telling Allison, that gave me this chance, I kept telling her, I think this is the best workshop in the world. I couldn't have had more fun. And I think that everybody there really, as everybody was mentioning, everybody takes home an experience that just lasts even for longer than just, you know, a couple of days. I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking about the woods, the community, the beautiful people, the amount of acceptance too that there is. Everybody has a place there. Everybody has a place to learn and a place to share, and I thought that that was so valuable. And so we have to keep supporting this beautiful organization, and everybody, you know, Stacey, Allison, everybody at Living Just, you guys are incredible. So I just want to finish my set. I don't know what changed in the setting, but hopefully I don't get that feedback anymore. I would like to finish this little set with a song by Stephen Sondheim. It's a song I heard a while ago from Sweeney Todd's musical. And it's interesting how songs start changing their meanings depending on which circumstance you are in your life. And then suddenly this song, it's making so much sense right now, because it's about a little girl that's stuck in her room without being able to go outside. The reason is she has a possessive father. It's very different. But the feelings and all her emotions, they really connect with this idea that, you know, right now we feel stuck, and we have this need to connect with people. And so there's the last phrase of the song. It's beautiful. It says, if I cannot fly, let me sing. And so that, to me, we always have music, and we always have this freedom that music gives us, and it keeps also impressing me how humans, we just figure it out. So thank you all once again, and thank you everybody for the amazing music. You guys have inspired me so much, and congratulations for reaching your goal, Living Just. So this is Greenfinch and Linnet Bird by Stephen Sondheim. Greenfinch and linnet bird, nightingale, blackbird, how is it you sing? How can you jubilate sitting in cages, never taking wing? Outside the sky waits blackened, just beyond the bars. How can you remain staring at the rain, modern by the stars? How is it you sing anything? How is it you sing? Greenfinch and linnet bird, nightingale, blackbird, how is it you sing? Whence comes this melody constantly flowing? Is Is it rejoicing or merely hallowing? Are you discussing or fuzzing or simply dreaming? Are you crying? Are you screaming? Ringed over robinette, is it for wages? Singing to be sold? Have you decided it's safer in cages? Singing when you're told. My cage is many rooms, damask and dark. Nothing there sings, not even my lark. Larks never will, you know, when they're captive. Teach me to be more Green finch and linnet bird, nightingale, blackbird, teach me how to sing. If I cannot fly, let me sing. If I cannot fly, let me see. If I cannot fly, let me sing. Thank you, guys.
Camila, that was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What a lovely way to wrap up our last campfire, folks. Now, if my math is correct, we have now raised over $105,000 right now. Everybody toast, drink, cheer. This is amazing. So amazing. We are so honored by your support. It's over 470 individual supporters that have contributed to this campaign. And we are overwhelmed in the best way. In the best way. Just thank you so much. So many people were organizing fundraisers on Facebook and sharing about these concerts, and we've received so many notes from people telling us what Living Jazz has meant to them. And we're so proud and love you guys so much. Thank you all for helping Living Jazz to play it forward. We've had the best time with you. I also want to give out my own personal shout out to our fearless leader, Stacey Hoffman. You are a dream, and none of us would be here without you. And we're so proud of you and love you so much. And thank you for everything you have done. You and our incredible staff, Sherilyn, Liz, Paige, you guys are just the best of the best. And thank you also to our incredible board of directors. Without your support, you know, we wouldn't be here. And just thank you so much love going on right now, and we all need it. So keep all of that going. Love you guys. Back to Stacey.
Here you go. Thank you, Melissa. Don't anybody go anywhere, because we have a special musical treat for you at the very, very end of this. But I want to just thank you, Melissa, very much for co-hosting with me. That was so great. And I also echo all the gratitude that we've been giving, because each and every person has just contributed what they can. And we know that all of you have. So whatever level that was, every little bit has made a huge difference for us. And we have reached more than this goal, which really just means we will be around more than you know. And that's really what this was all about, to stick it out and be here during this crazy virus, and be able to stay however long this is going to be, you guys. We're going to be here for you. And I know you're going to hang in there because this is so tough. I know we're lonely. I know we're isolated. And I know we're doing whatever we can do. So I'm just really sending this love to each and every one of my friends and my companions and my colleagues. Let me just tell you really quickly what's next up for Living Jazz. Tonight is the very last night of our current Campfire Series. The next thing that we're going to be working on is a jam camp event for our youth. Of course, we weren't able to do our youth camp either this summer, and we will be hosting a 2-hour weekly event for our 10 to 15-year-olds. It will have many of the same elements that our youth look forward to during the week of jam camp, which will include open mics, dance parties, performances by some of our amazing jam camp staff, and more. So look for that for those of you who know children in the 10 to 15-year-old range, or those of you who had children that were going to make it to jam camp. We're also going to be launching what's called the Living Jazz Pickup Series, and this is where we plan to bring live music to people who are either providing or receiving essential services in Oakland due to COVID-19. So that could be food bank lines, daycare services, and even encampments for those without housing. So stay tuned. We know we're talking about how we can bring our jazz camp community together, and we're going to keep talking about that. There's lots to be looking forward to for all of us. So we're going to keep our commitment to transforming lives through music, and especially to those who could really use it the most right now. So if you got a table in front of your computer, just push that table aside. We want to remind everybody, make sure you're on gallery view. We're going to ask you to get up out of your chairs, your beds, your sofas, wherever you are, because we're going to get up and dance a little bit before we say goodbye. DJ Page is going to be playing some music in honor of keeping jazz and living jazz alive and helping us get through this crazy 2020. And we're going to be spotlighting some of our favorite dancers. So DJ Page, we want you to take it away.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back, wrong on the face. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lie. I should have
wish you were here, all in the flesh, all together, but we'll have a global Woodstock. We promise on the other side of this virus. Stay healthy, everybody. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.